Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Indigo here. I hope you're having a good day or a good night, whatever time it is when you watch this video. Um, yeah. So, let's break the ice. I've been gone. Trying to just reflect on. I've been answering shadow work prompts on my YouTube channel. And like my answers to those questions really got me like thinking more deeply about myself. I have there's so many more answers. So many more questions, right? Making sure focus on the right things instead of the bad things. Oh. But like even still like I don't know, y'all. It feels crazy to reflect on like my past self, my past choices, and like past everything. And then like a lot of changes I've made to my life, I was unconscious as to why I was actually making those changes. Like I didn't really like it was just kind of the concept of like, okay, I don't like this anymore, and you just stop doing it. Like very simple, but underneath that, when you don't take time to go within and reflect on why you don't like something anymore or why you don't want to do something anymore, you kind of miss the fuller picture of the lesson, which could still leave like holes to still perpetuating cycles out of ignorance as to why you chose to stop doing one thing. Like one thing can be encompassed of a whole thing, and if you're not aware of that, then it definitely can affect the whole thing. Also, the salad is really good. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Right? I was thinking about how if you don't know your attributes, like if you don't know what you bring to the table, right? If you're blind to your true power, you could really like sell yourself short. I feel like the last 3 years of my life have been like a lesson of that. Really me just learning who I am, and then also learning how much value I actually have as one human woman, right? And then I reflect on like not knowing that and how many times in the past I've definitely given myself the short end of the stick, right? And like people will allowingly let you do that because they don't want you to know your power. It's kind of like when you go to a flea market or something and you bargain the price down. Like, of course the person selling it is going to think they should get the most money for it, right? The person buying it is going to notice more of the flaws in it and be like, I do want this, but if it means I have to like go above what it's actually worth, then I don't necessarily want it anymore. Right, I also feel like now that I'm reflecting, I feel like my shadow has been front seat for like the prior 2 or 3 years before 2022 and 2023. So like 2021, 2020, and 2019. Like those were definitely interesting years. I think 2019 was, yeah, that was the year I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. If nothing matters, then just fuck it, right? Oh, it's crazy. I guess I reflect on the fact of like my shadow has no problem like taking center stage. Like my shadow is very comfortable with conducting the energies, right? And like it's just out of it's conducting itself out of a space of being void of feeling. So while still being an empath and being able to understand people's emotion, my shadow will justify me just being a nice person, because that's who I am when I'm in my higher self, as a means to like get over on somebody, right? So it's like, you don't know what you're doing with your life? Well, let me show you. But like still channeling messages from the divine. So, but you can't force people into awakening. Like you can't force people into consciousness. And I feel like I've tried to force people into it. And I had like a problem accepting that a lot of people just weren't ready for that type of process of thought. Right? It's just about becoming more direct instead of passive. My whole life is a fucking riddle. Can't help it. It's almost as like doing things normally becomes boring to me. It becomes so boring. But like success in the 3D requires you to do shit that you may not feel is the most funnest. Like it may not be that fun, right? But it's like one step closer to accomplishing your goal. I feel like a lot of people have an issue with being vulnerable. Okay. Image is also an issue. A lot of people want to come off as to hide like their pain or things that they went through. And like it's understandable, especially if you've always been in a position to like have to hide your pain, like not have people to talk to. I'm realizing that like my platform is like a safe space for me, like even if it's not for anybody else, like it's a safe space for me. And being on here, I get to attract the type of energy that I want to be a part of, and my skin just looks really flawless, like and yeah, image. But like, okay, so for example, so this is me, like I'll say this, I've always been very like self-sufficient, very independent, because I learned at a very early age that like people will say that they will do things for you, and it just won't be what they say. Like you can't trust people's word kind of energy, because I've always been around people who like you, like I can't trust your word based on who you show me that you are. To being on this platform, to learning, you know, that in order to receive, you have to be in a state of wanting to receive. And like a part of that is also letting go of your hyper independence, because like my whole entire life has been shifted dramatically, right? And everything that has taken place has really been triggering to the amount of effort that I have put into obtaining and stabilizing my life, right? It's like as soon as I make a stride, like something fucking bad happens. And then it's just like, all right, well, to hell with it all, right? But it's like, no, not to hell with it all. Like this is the part of the story where you keep going, right? And this is also the part of my story, I guess, where I allow myself to be in a state to be able to receive, and allow myself to be vulnerable and let people know what's going on in my life and sharing my situation, creating a more open dialogue when it comes to what I'm doing and my intentions behind it, and like just who I am as a person, right? When I was in my situation like 8-9 months ago, when I left my relationship, I was saving money for a car and for a place, right? And we went to go look at an apartment, right? And the apartment is a studio apartment, but I fucking loved it. It was vintage as fuck, right? It was so beautiful. It was the perfect price. It was everything to me. But because I was still in this relationship, I missed that opportunity. And like I knew deep down that like that was my apartment, right? But I didn't leave the relationship, and because my partner wasn't ready, or it just wasn't going to fit both of us, like I missed the opportunity. And then ended up in a situation to where, you know, I had to get out of a situation very fast, and I was staying in a hotel using my savings. Now I'm a single mom, so now I have to, you know, make sure the baby has everything she needs. So like, bitch, I was buying bulk everything, like bulk diapers, bulk wipes, like bulk baby stuff, so I don't have to like as long as she has what she needs, like I'm always like, okay, whatever, like I don't need to have what I want, it's okay. And like I think the stress of it all, I definitely started smoking more around that time. So when it came to like managing my finances, I feel like I just kind of like dropped the ball in a lot of shit. But also, I still don't feel that way because I was able to do the things that were necessary at the time it was necessary. But just reflecting on how I've always felt like I'm never shy of like starting over. I actually am a pro at starting over. But at this time in my life, y'all, like things are so different. The world is so different. Like my version of starting over doesn't look the same. Like, it does not look the same. And a lot of people will try to condemn you to pretty much selling your soul to get assistance or to get help, right? And like, I'm just not interested in that either. Like, so here I am back at square one, all these ideas, all these plans, right? But lack of finances. So my spirit team and I had a conversation, and like I actually chose to listen to what was being said to me, and then I started to do research. There are a lot of people who have had ideas, who have not had the finances to launch or do what it is that they want to do. And we all know, like, getting a loan is not a bad thing, but you definitely want to be at a certain point in your business before you do get a loan. That's how I feel. That may not be the logistics of the situation, but that's how I feel. All of that being said, I realized that, so I made a GoFundMe for situation prior to this, and this was just like me using my Instagram platform, and I was honestly very surprised on how many people came through. And a part of me was like, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Like, sometimes I'm like, are people donating because they genuinely want to help? Or are they donating because they want to feel good about themselves? Like, what are the intentions? And then when you're an intuitive person, like, it's like, bitch, if you hand me something or if you send something my way, I'm going to feel the intentions behind it. And I just was like, so overwhelmed. Because I was so sensitive, and then also, like, asking for help is not my strong suit. Like, I don't... It's just like I'll starve for 2 more days before I ask somebody to, like, feed me. Like, and I'm working on it, right? I'm a lot better now than I was before. Yeah, to me, just understanding that I have a vision, I have a dream, I have an outline, I have the platform, I have the potential, I have the work ethic to put into what it is that I want to do to make what it is that I want come to fruition, and I'm just gonna do it and fuck what everybody else thinks and fuck how everybody else feels about what I'm gonna do to further my path and my dreams. And I'm just at that point to where, like, self-imposed limitations, like, there's so many of them. Humans have so many of them, and when you just drop all of it, you really see how much you actually have access to when you don't allow your pride or your ego to stand in the way of you actually accomplishing something. And I feel like entrepreneurship is literally a spiritual journey, because there are conclusions and points that you have to come to in order for you to make those bigger moves when it comes to solidifying and growing your business and your brand. Like, bitch, I'm a household name. Like, the fuck? I've seen it, and like, I've just been sitting with God, like, God, I see it, but like, how though? But like, how though, God? Because I can't do what I used to do. Like, my back is not the same as it used to be. Like, I've had a baby. Like, I've had an epidural. Like, things are just different now. So thinking outside the box, right? So I have a vision that I'm gonna share with you guys. This was just a download of like what I've learned up until this point, right? This isn't the video to discuss what it is I'm speaking on exactly, but understand that, and I feel like a lot of us as spiritual beings, and us knowing that we're fucking royalty and all this shit. Like, first of all, let's talk about rich people. Rich people don't buy shit. People just give them shit because of who they are, right? So when it comes to, and I'm not, like, this isn't me saying this like as a sense of entitlement, because I don't feel entitled to absolutely fucking anything. The only thing that I feel entitled to is my life, right? But I'm also learning to feel entitled to the generational wealth in which I've had in past lives that are gonna follow me in this life, right? So I feel entitled to the people that are gonna validate and support, you know, my words and me as a person and what it is that I'm trying to do for fucking humanity. Like, like that's what I feel entitled to. And I know a lot of us people who do come from these bloodlines and we do have these abilities and we do, you know, X, Y, and Z, right? Sometimes you can feel like you're supposed to be in a space greater than what it is that you're in. Everybody's path is different, everybody's lessons are different. You can't compare your journey to other people, nor can you feel some type of way about not being where the fuck it is that everybody else is. Like, you have to for me personally, I've forfeited having a lot of things because it would deplete my mental health. And at the time, every time, honestly, to me, my mental health is way more important. So much so that I've stabilized myself within myself that I can actually afford to take action on things and actually not be affected by them mentally, which is, this is the point that I needed to get to in my life in order for me to obtain the success that I wanted, because I know how I am when I'm not mentally stable. And I just fuck up everything at that point. Like, or it's not fuck up everything, it's just like I spend more time staying stagnant than I do actually being productive. And I really had to decompress and let a lot of shit go with everything that has just fucking happened to me. And I feel like I'm at the closing of that. So don't compare your journey to anybody's. There's some shady ass fucking energy that I didn't like in the ether. Tarot reader versus tarot reader type of fucking energy. And like, first of all, it's you're not God. You're not here to judge anybody. I mean, I understand that we all are human and we're going to have those moments, but I feel like for a lot of you, you don't take heed on the fact of watch your fucking mouth sometimes. Watch your fucking mouth. Just watch your fucking mouth. And even I say this shit to myself, watch your fucking mouth. Because I can go into that energy where like, oh, I start judging somebody and feeling some type of way, and then I instantly correct myself because I'm like, oh, they're triggering me because X, Y, and Z. I'm very good at self-correcting, and I feel like some people aren't good at self-correcting, and sometimes you need to know when you need to self-correct. But everybody that is contributing to uplifting society and bringing people closer to God should be held within high honor, and they should be respected as such, regardless to how the fuck they dress, how the fuck they act, what the fuck activities they participate in outside of what the fuck their work contributes to society. And it's not all about work and what you're contributing to society, because a lot of people could be doing shit on the other side of their work that combats what the messages and shit that they stand for, right? So I'm not condoning people who are operating out of toxicity, but I am condoning people being more accepting of other people and their situations and what it is that they go through, because we have to understand that we're going to go through shit with the point of God is initiating us into lessons so that we can transcend and evolve. That's just what the fuck it is. It's either you learned the lesson or you didn't. And if you didn't learn the lesson, you're going to get tested until you learn the lesson. And nobody should be judging you on your test and if you passed or if you fucking failed. Yeah, so if you're in a situation to where your situation is tight and maybe you're not the person that will ask for help, maybe you're not the person to be vulnerable and tell people exactly what it is that you're going through, maybe you're the type of person that is very self-sufficient, independent, and you have a goal and you're trying to get to that goal, but that goal is going to take some time, and maybe you're in an environment where you're not safe and you need to get the fuck out of that environment. That is when you need to ask for help. That's when you need to use the resources in which you have available to to get yourself to where it is that you want to be and where it is that you need to be. And of course, God is always ushering us there, but God is also asking us to play our part and do our role in helping Him usher us there. So if you don't tell anybody there's a problem, nobody's gonna know there's a problem, right? Like me, for example, I have a lot of people around me right now that want to help me, but of course, that's really not the intention. The intention is to probably get me out of my drawers, which is not going to happen, right? And then there are people who are trying to steal things from me, and then there are people who want to take my life. Like, you know, there's so many variations, right? And I'm just done dealing with I'm done dealing and subjecting myself to certain energies and being in certain positions that just don't feed my soul. And as much power as I do withhold and as okay as I know I will be, I also am realizing and waking up to what it is that I am being asked to do so that I can make this come into fruition for myself. So that was what I wanted to share with you guys. I'm about to bang the fuck out this salad, and then I'm about to walk to the store so that I can get coffee, which I don't even drink coffee, but bitch, I'm drinking it today. Water and coffee, like, because I need to, I'm doing a lot, and you'll see it soon. So yeah, stay on the lookout for that. My community board is popping. Check that out. Definitely check out all my social medias in the description box because I have a TikTok. I'm not really active on TikTok. I was one of the people that was protesting it because I'm like, it was for the kids. Why are you shaking ass on there? I can't be on TikTok because I'm an adult. I was indifferent about it. But God is like, but no, but wait, hold on, look at it from a different perspective. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Um, you're right. Can't argue that. So check those out for more activity. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.